What does literacy in your faith mean to you?
Well, I've always been a big fan of reading and reading music. I've been in music for a while, and reading is a huge part of it.
As an agricultural communication major and as a person who loves to read, I would say literacy is everything from reading, writing, to speaking, and just any way that you communicate and interact with other people to better be able to explain yourself and to share your thoughts and words with.
Depending on how you look at it, some forms of literacy can definitely give people like an emotional response, or can definitely like reach to deeper meanings behind like just words or a plot narrative. When you look at like music, for example, even like what stuff that doesn't have like words in it, like you can kind of get feelings based on like what, like how this thing sounds. Like with lyrics, you can like add like the whole kind of like, it's like writing, like when people like write poetry, like you kind of say stuff, but then you kind of like are pointing towards something beyond just the words that are on it.
Hey, so I'm Jewish. I go to services every Friday night at Hillel. I am part of various different Jewish organizations on campus, so I do a lot of stuff for Judaism that's like outside of just like religious activities.
Actually, I participate in a Bible study through the Thomas More Newman Center here at Ohio State. And so that really helps me gain a deeper understanding of my faith, because my Bible study, we meet every Monday, and we always read the scripture for the next Sunday's Mass. And so our process is we'll meet, we'll ask each other how our weeks went, and then we'll sit and we will read each reading. We'll read the first reading, and then we'll sit with it for 5 minutes or so after the first person read out loud. And then we'll point out the things that stood out to us, or we'll talk about the things that confused us, and we'll talk through it and gain a deeper understanding of what each reading meant, whether that's the first reading, the responsorial psalm, the second reading, and then the gospel. And so that way when we head into Mass the next Sunday, we already have a basic understanding of what the scripture is going to be for that Mass and the overall theme. And so that way when we listen to the lectors read it, and then when we listen to Father's homily, we already have a basic understanding, and then it's even more meaningful when we hear Father's explanation or message in his homily.
Yeah, we play music at church, at Mass. We there's like a choir that sings, and we got the piano going, guitar, and occasionally I'll play drums for it. It's more meant to point to God and your faith, and like it's trying to it's like mostly like show up, like the Psalms are like kind of like, here's what you should do, this is a good thing to do and a bad thing to do, or it's like, here's like a way of praising God, and like we're just gonna put it in song form. Like it's a lot better to do that than just to like speak these things, because you kind of it just adds, I guess people would focus more if it's music. Some people I would say wouldn't mind regardless if like it's spoken or if it's sung with music, but I know that there are quite a few people that enjoy the music and think it adds a layer like to the Mass, like it makes it more traditional almost. You know, when like you make the entire congregation sing along with it, that means they have to read the music that's in the hymnals, which means they're going to actually be reading these psalms or reading these messages about praising God. So they're definitely going to like be more aware of these things, and they'll have a better recollection because it's to a tune, so that makes it easier to remember the messages that it's like leaving behind.
Part of how literacy is incorporated is obviously through Siddur, which is the prayer book that we read from during services. Also, for me personally, literacy is incorporated in a class that I'm taking right now, which it's a history class. It's ancient Jewish history, and we read a lot about we've read different like Greek and Roman accounts of like the Jewish people, and now we're starting to get into like actual like accounts of history from Jewish people, because like they didn't really have many written records of their own culture before like a certain time. So right now we're learning about, we just finished like the separation between Christianity and Judaism, and just like different things, and learning about like ancient like Jewish sects and things like that. And it's just like so cool because like reading different accounts from other Jewish people from like a long time ago and then like comparing it to how things are now, it's just like it makes me feel even more connected to like being Jewish and my own Jewish identity, and it's great.
Another example I have is a really great homily that stands out to me from my home parish priest, Father Stein, is a gospel reading of Jesus speaking to Peter and asking, Peter, do you love me? And Peter would answer, yes, Lord, I love you. And Jesus would ask again, Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yes, Lord, I love you. And finally, Jesus asked for a third time, Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yes, Lord, I love you. And to any outsider, you just think Jesus sounds desperate asking Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? And he's answering, and you're like, Lord, why do you keep asking Peter, do you love me? And so my Father Stein explained his father was Jewish and his mother was Catholic, and so he had a deep understanding of Judaism and Christianity. And more than that, he was a priest. He had studied for years in seminary and had all this background knowledge. And he was explaining that in the initial writing in Hebrew and then Latin and then English, the word that Jesus was using for love had a different meaning because there were just nuances to the word. So the word for love Jesus was using was wholeheartedly, heart and soul, deep love. And the word that Peter was answering with was just pretty much equated to like. So Jesus was asking, Peter, do you love me with all of your heart? And Peter was answering, Lord, I like you. And so Jesus kept asking, Peter, do you love me with all your heart? And Peter kept answering, Lord, I like you. So finally, Jesus, in the last time he asked, came down to Peter's level and was just like, Peter, do you like me? And Peter answered, yes, Lord, I like you. And so that just shows a deeper relationship of how God always wants us to love him with all of his heart and soul. And sometimes we're not at a place where we can offer him fully that yet, and we can't fully devote our lives to him. So he will come to our level, and he will love us as much as we love him until we can grow with him and love him as much as he loves us. And that's just a really great example of the nuances of language and how you can gain a deeper understanding of the faith and just reading in general.
So I'm in the group that leads the services on Friday nights at Hillel. Like you go in and you read prayers from like a prayer book and stuff, and if you go on like the Saturday morning services, then like they get out the Torah and they'll read like Torah passages. And
I've been to Mass with music and without music, and it definitely adds something with the music. I don't know if I can really like define it in words, but I'd say it's better to have that. I'd say more people enjoy with the music more because it's just adding a little bit more of a thing. Like I said, people will remember these like worship things, these praises to God better, so they'll be able to kind of recall that more, and I'd say have a better practice in their faith. I'd say I follow the Mass a little better when I'm playing the drums because I gotta know when I have to play and when I don't have to play. So you kind of like know what's happening at like the Mass and like what they're doing, so that way you know when it's time for you to get ready to start playing and stuff. And I definitely pay attention more to what people are saying than I would otherwise. It really helps me pay attention. I'd say it's important that I do that. I think it's pretty good to do that. I'd say people should at least try to like follow along with Mass, but sometimes it's hard to do that because you daydream or just lose focus or stuff. So I'd say since it's important to be like, paying attention, the fact that like this helps me pay attention makes it an important part of my faith.
You can gain a deeper understanding of the faith through literacy, and that reading and writing and knowing the intricacies of language and linguistics.
Literacy is important no matter what context you're talking about. When it comes to people's faiths, literacy can help people understand and grow in their faiths. For Justin, Megan, and Anya, literacy in some form or another helps them either understand or at least better be able to pay attention to what they believe, Hopefully, others know the importance of literacy as well and can use it to help express their own faith stories.